Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics, and today we will see the Joker's final plan, which does not consist of hurting Batman, but rather doing something completely different. There are three Jokers. One of them is the criminal, another is the clown, who has already been killed by Red Hood, and the last one is the comedian. That means two of the three Jokers are still out there. But what led us to all of this? Well, for Batman, it's been clear for a long time. Not only have there been these three Jokers, but many more. The chemist, the inventor, the fisherman, the actor, the painter, the thief, among others. Batman knows that the three Jokers have been kidnapping people from all over the city in an attempt to create a better Joker. Barbara asks what that's supposed to mean. Red Hood tells her that the Joker has been deceiving them for years. According to what they told Jason, the next Joker is someone with an identity behind the smile. They left Jason alive so they could know the truth. The three Jokers wanted them to discover all of this. He just doesn't understand why. Jason tells them that there are two left, and when he has them in his sights, there will be none. Batman is too weak to do what needs to be done. Therefore, Red Hood will be the one to take charge. Batman stops his son and tells him that it's enough. Barbara tries to stop them. The Bat asks if she really thinks he hasn't wanted to put a bullet in the Joker's head as well. After everything the Joker has done to Jason and Barbara, for Red Hood, none of that matters because Batman never did what needed to be done. Instead, Jason did. But what is he going to do now? Arrest him? He'll go to court, and his identity will be exposed. Then Barbara's identity will also be revealed because she will have to testify. She was the only witness. Jason knows the truth. What is really stopping Batman from doing something about it? His own identity, because it would be exposed as well. He can't take the risk, even if Jason's identity is compromised. Barbara pleads with Jason to stop. Jason tells Batgirl not to take Batman's side. She needs to see how manipulative he is, to see how far he has dragged them down. Barbara tells him that she has her own perspective and understands his, but Bruce has always been trying to help them. However, for Jason, that doesn't make sense. What is he going to do? Lock him up down here? Is he going to try to imprison him and forget about him like he did after his death? Jason doesn't understand, and he never will. They agreed to work together on this. They need to start over and do this again. The Joker has exposed dozens of people to these chemicals. Criminals, doctors, different kinds of people. Each one is a candidate to become a better Joker. A failed chemist, a deranged stalker. None have survived the process except these three. The criminal, as Jason describes him, seems more focused on his goal and less interested in theatrics. He reminds him of their first confrontations. The clown, whom they fought at the aquarium, embraced a deadly campaign like the host of a children's show. The comedian, there's something beneath that smile, a more sadistic side than the others. Barbara asks what Batman is thinking. Could one of these three be the original? Batman tells her yes, and that one of them must have created the other two at some point. It's all a joke to him, or maybe it's not. Maybe he made the other two to hide his true identity. Maybe they can finally discover who the Joker really is. Jason says he's probably a nobody. Barbara asks if there's anything else Batman can tell them. Batman says that if he regrets failing Jason, he has to let him help find a better path, a new identity to leave Red Hood behind. Jason refuses. They just need to focus on stopping the two remaining Jokers. He doesn't need anyone's help because he is fine. He just wants to find the Jokers and end this. But first, Bruce has to answer Barbara's question. Does he have anything else to add? It seemed like he was about to tell them something, but he hesitates and closes his folder, saying no. Jason obviously doesn't believe him. He knows Batman knows the Joker's real name, doesn't he? Batman tells him that if he knew, Jason would know too. Suddenly, the alarms start blaring. We are at Blackgate Prison. Gordon tells the Bat that they have taken him. They took Joe Chill. Batman wants to see his cell. Upon entering, he finds a small library. While searching, he finds a letter addressed to Bruce Wayne. Suddenly, an officer interrupts Batman to tell him that Joe Chill wrote letters all the time. Then he asks if Batman is here to catch him. He's not talking about Joe Chill. He means the Joker. Batman asks if these are letters. Why weren't they mailed? The guard tells him he'll have to ask Reverend Evans. Meanwhile, outside the prison, Jason tries to talk to Barbara. He knows he messed up. Barbara asks what he means by that. Does he understand the position he put them in when he killed the Joker? They are trapped. They have no choice but to let this go. Jason tells her that he will never do something like that again. Barbara hopes so because next time, she will unmask him if necessary. Back with Batman, he meets with Reverend Evans, who tells him that Joe was remorseful for what he had done. Batman tells him that Joe Chill wrote a dozen letters to Bruce Wayne apologizing, but upon reviewing them, he can tell that none of the letters were finished. Evans tells him that Joseph dropped out of school at 13. He was making an effort to write the letters there, but his learning difficulties slowed him down. Batman asks if Joe only started writing them when he got sick and wanted to repent. The doctor tells him no, Joe started writing them long before he became ill. He was truly a changed man. He often spoke of the darkness within his soul, a darkness he tried to understand. He never denied what he had done. In fact, he tried to explain it, and Batman can find the answers in these letters. But Batman wonders, why would someone want to take him? What do they want him for? What is the purpose of his abduction? Batman doesn't understand yet, but he will find out. These are tickets to the Monarch Theater. The show is the Mark of Zorro. A little later, we see Batman, Barbara, and Jason arriving outside the theater. To get inside and get a better vantage point, the three decide to split up. Batman is on the main stage. Everything is quiet when a bright light turns on. A voice asks ladies and gentlemen to take their seats. The show is about to begin. Then a loud laugh is heard. The Joker tells Joe Chill that it's time to confess. Why did he really kill Thomas and Martha Wayne? Joe tells him he doesn't know what he means, but the Joker knows that of course he does. He has read all of his letters, the minister's notes. He has seen the light. Meanwhile, as Batman watches the short film, elsewhere in the theater, Barbara and Jason are being attacked. As if that weren't enough, someone appears behind Batman. Everything has led to this moment. This is the Joker, the criminal. The two of them, along with Joe Chill, at a crime scene. This means the other two are present as well, the cripple and the boy. He's been thinking about them. But as he knows, the boy lacks sophistication, and the girl has too much heart. So he chose a killer. On the screen, the Joker asks Joe to give him something to hold on to. Joe begins. The truth is, when he saw the Waynes walking down the alley, he knew who they were. He hated them for what they had. They had everything. Suddenly, Batman uses his grappling gun and appears before the Joker. Obviously, the criminal was already prepared. He tells Batman to keep his distance until he says so. Otherwise, he'll activate the bombs. Batman tells him that he knows what he wants. He wants to make a Joker and believes that person could be Joe Chill. The Joker asks how he couldn't. Back with Barbara, she is fighting against the other clowns. She's in trouble when someone arrives from behind and attacks. He takes them down with a single gunshot. Barbara thought it was Red Hood, but it was actually the other Joker, who politely asks her to smile. Back with the criminal, he tells Batman that he wants him to understand why he's making a new Joker, because he wants to mean more to Batman, more than anyone. Right now, he's nothing but undefined chaos. He needs to be more. He needs to be everything to Batman. Joe can do it. He can be the Joker that truly matters. Batman tells him he's just a sick old man. The Joker doesn't think that matters. Besides, he bets that this little chemical bath he's about to give him will put him in remission. A simple exchange, physical health for mental health. Before he lowers him in, the recordings continue. The Joker doesn't want to ask Joe again. He needs to say more. Joe continues. The Waynes, he imagined there were people like him because of people like them. He was angry, bitter, lost. He thought about taking what they had from them. But there was something special about that boy. He didn't see his son with them, not until it was too late. Back with Jason, he is about to help Barbara. Unfortunately for Red Hood, he doesn't realize that the Joker has arrived behind him and shoots him in the shoulder. The Joker asks, "What's next? Will your brains be on the floor?" Barbara gets angry and tries to attack him. She grabs his camera and smashes it against his face, demanding that he smile. Back with the criminal, he's ready to blow it all up. As soon as Joe Chill is reborn, he can rest in peace. Batman lunges at the Joker. The recordings are still playing. Before Joe Chill realized it, the gun was already firing. He later discovered who the Waynes really were. They were people who tried to help Gotham with everything they had. They were good people, and he took them away from their son. After all these years, he still doesn't know how to say it. he's sorry. While the recordings play, Batman is fighting the Joker. Everything spirals out of control, and the lighter the criminal was holding falls into the chemicals, causing an explosion. The entire theater begins to burn in flames. At the top, the criminal pulls out a knife to attack Batman. Meanwhile, the comedian picks up his camera again. He can't remember the last time he had this much fun. This is just the beginning. All these explosions are nothing but a distraction, an opportunity for the Joker to escape. Meanwhile, the criminal tells Batman that this isn't over. This keeps happening. Another criminal falls into the fiery bath. Another Joker is born. The Joker uses his knife to drop Joe Chill. There goes a new Joker. But Batman isn't willing to let that happen, even though Joe Chill is the man who killed his parents. So he uses his grappling gun to immediately descend and catch him. Meanwhile, the criminal tries to escape. Unfortunately for him, due to collateral damage, the exit is blocked by burning debris. To make things worse, Batman arrives behind him with Joe, delivering a hard kick that sends him flying out of the theater. While they're unconscious, Batman stands in front of Joe Chill. Chill tells him that he knows who he is. They talked about the Bat in Blackgate. He knows why he's here and wonders if he's going to kill him. Batman tells him no. Despite everything, Joe Chill knows he deserves it. He truly regrets it. Batman says nothing. The theater continues collapsing, and Chill is about to be caught in the destruction. Once again, Batman saves him. Chill thanks him, and Batman simply responds, "It was nothing." All of this only makes the Joker laugh. He had hoped to extend this game a little longer, but now they're all going down together. All these wounds really hurt. It's quite painful to laugh at this moment. But before the criminal can do anything, someone shoots him. It's the other Joker, the comedian. So, there was only ever one Joker. Only one remains. He drops the gun and asks Batman to take him in. He wants to get off this crazy ride. Once everything is over, Jason asks Barbara what all of this was. Are they just going to take the Joker back to Arkham and then send Jason home? Jason asks Barbara to give him a chance and to give it to herself one. She thinks he's interpreting what happened between them very differently. She's sorry. Jason tells her she's right, and he's sorry too. After that, Red Hood walks away. Gordon arrives and asks Barbara if she's okay. He knows that facing the boss can't be easy for her. She has kept her mouth shut about all of this, but she has something to say. He has her support just as much as Batman does. But Red Hood is not someone she should be involved with. Barbara walks away and tells her father that it's none of his business. Meanwhile, inside a patrol car, Batman is sitting in front of the Joker. The Joker asks him to look. After all this drama, doesn't Bruce feel better? He knows everything. Bruce Wayne, Barbara Gordon, Jason Todd. He knows that Batman knows, but he doesn't care. He won't tell. The world will never know his real name. He could stop doing this if they did. Batman asks him what he wants. What the Joker certainly wants is the others. The clown that is Robin shot. He just wanted to laugh at others suffering as something vulgar. The criminal, that old man, was so delusional. This whole grand idea of creating a better Joker, that was crazy, wasn't it? A defined Joker, one with a name, an identity. That would ruin the definition of the Joker. That's why he regrets having done it. Or is it that the criminal regrets having done it? He doesn't know. Batman asks what the punchline is. The Joker tells him it's not a joke. There is no final twist, not until he decides to put his hand on the knife in his heart. The criminal was wrong. He is chaos. He is a devil, and he is nothing to Batman and to the whole world. It's not the Joker who is broken. Batman is the one who was broken by a pain greater than anything. So, he convinced them that he was the perfect new clown prince of crime, the man who sent Gotham to hell. Batman believed it, and he let it all happen just as the Joker knew it would. He saved the man who killed Thomas and Martha Wayne, the man who sent Gotham, and him spiraling down the drain. From despair, he saw what had become of the old and pathetic Chill. He felt his pain, and that eased Batman's own pain. What the Joker is trying to say is that, at this moment, he has healed Batman's greatest wound. So now he can be Batman's greatest pain. Not the man who killed his parents, not the death of his parents. So the Joker is going to cut him. He's going to hurt him. He will keep twisting that knife until the day they both die together. Sometime later, we're in the hospital. Bruce Wayne arrives at Joe Chill's bedside. Chill is at the brink of death. Bruce takes the hand of the man who killed his parents, the man who essentially made him Batman. As he holds his hand, the murderer dies. Sometime later, we see a gravestone with the name Joe Chill, with a particular focus on the letter J. Even more time passes. We're somewhere in Alaska. The world can never know your real name. It's over for now, Bruce. Batman tells Alfred that even if Jason had killed all of them, it would never be over for Barbara or for him. He knows that perfectly well. But what does one of the letters say? Before reading that letter, let's first read the one Jason wrote to Barbara. Dear Barbara, I want to make a change, but I can't do it without you. I know I've seemed cold and distant, but I know you understand why. I've always admired you, Barbara. Your strength, your determination, your heart. You think what happened was a mistake, just a moment. But I think we could be great together. I really believe that. I'll stop being Red Hood for us. I can be something else. Or I can just be Jason. All I need is a chance to prove to you that I can be better. I'll dedicate my life to making you proud. If you don't think I'm worth a chance, if it was all just getting caught up in the moment, then you have to throw this letter away. I will never mention it again. I will stop no matter what happens. Sincerely, Jason. Now back to another letter the Joker had written. Bruce begins reading. I hate you. This hatred comes from someone he doesn't even know. Alfred wonders if they will ever find out who he really is. Batman already knows. And we see memories of a man arguing with a woman. She had told him everything he was. The man knows what she said or how she said it. He couldn't get a job like that. Are they not going to feed the baby? She thinks he doesn't care. Batman doesn't want people to think that he does. But he is Batman. He knew the Joker's name a week after they met. Back in the memories of the pregnant woman, she was with the police, telling them that she would never let her husband abandon her. She couldn't bear to think of what he would do to the baby. The police officer told her that everything would be fine. The guys had gathered some money. They would help her however they could. Here is where we return to the killing joke. The police arrived at the scene where the man was about to rob the ACE chemicals plant. The officer regretted having to deliver this bad news. His wife had an accident this morning. Apparently, she was testing a baby bottle warmer. There was an electrical short circuit, and well, she died. But in reality, all of this was a lie. His wife and the police had deceived him. Batman knows that no one can ever know this, because if the world finds out, his family will never be left alone. The press will find them. The Joker will find them. So yes, he knows the Joker's name. He even knows exactly where he lives at this very moment. But the Joker's name doesn't matter. It never did. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.